Hello everyone, thank you for joining me. I'm Kerry. Today I'll be showing you how to make this butterfly scarf. The scarf is made using my recent scarf pattern and the butterflies are from my butterfly pattern. I'll include links for both the patterns in the description below. I made the scarf using 8-ply yarn, which is light worsted in the US and double knit in the UK, but it could be made in any weight yarn. The butterflies and flowers are worked using Sheepy's Maxi Sweet Treat 2-ply crochet cotton, but they could also be worked in thicker yarn if your scarf was thicker. I used small white beads to stitch the flowers to the scarf and sewing thread to attach the butterflies. I made 3 different sizes of flowers in many different colours, so I'll work one of each to show you how I made them. Now these flowers could be worked in any weight yarn. I've got thicker cotton today than I'd use for the scarf to make it easier for you to see. Now to start we make a magic loop. There's lots of ways to make a magic loop, so make it how you feel most comfortable. I just put my hook on the yarn, bring the short end over the hook and the long end over the short end to make a circle, put the yarn around the hook and bring my hook with the yarn at the end through the circle, and that's my magic loop. Then I work 4 chain. That's for the beginning of the first petal. Now I work a joined treble into my circle. A treble is a double treble using UK terms. For a joined treble we put the yarn around the hook twice, hook into the circle and bring up a loop. Yarn around the hook and take our hook with the yarn at the end through 2 loops. Yarn around the hook, hook with the yarn at the end through 2 more loops. We've still got 2 loops left. Then we put the yarn around the hook twice, hook into the circle and bring up a loop. Yarn around the hook, take our hook with the yarn at the end through 2 loops, yarn around the hook, hook with the yarn at the end through 2 more loops. We've got 3 loops left. We put the yarn around the hook and take our hook with the yarn at the end through all the loops. And then we work 4 chain. And we slip stitch into our circle. So we put our hook into the circle, bring through a loop and take it straight through the loop on the hook. And that's our first petal done. And all the other petals work the same. We need 4 more. So we work 4 chain and work a joined treble into the circle, the same as we did for the first petal. Work 4 chain and slip stitch into the circle. And then we work 4 chain and work a joined treble into the circle. And then work 4 chain and slip stitch into the circle. And we need 2 more petals the same, 4 chain and work a joined treble into the circle. And 4 chain and slip stitch into the circle. And work 4 chain and work a joined treble into our circle. and work 4 chain and slip stitch into the circle. And that's all our petals done. I've got 5, and we pull the circle tight, so we take hold of the tail and just ease it in as tight as we can and fasten off. And that's a large flower done. Now for the medium flower, we start with a magic loop and we work 3 chain, and we're going to work a joined double crochet into our circle. A double crochet is a treble using UK terms. For a joined double crochet, put the yarn around the hook, hook into the circle and bring up a loop. Yarn around the hook and take our hook with the yarn at the end through 2 loops, yarn around the hook, hook into the circle and bring up a loop. Yarn around the hook and take our hook with the circle at the end through 2 loops. We have 3 loops on the hook. We put the yarn around the hook and take our hook with the yarn at the end through all the loops. Then we work 3 chain and slip stitch into the circle. And we repeat that 4 more times. 3 chain and work a joined double crochet into the circle. And 3 chain and slip stitch into the circle. And we repeat that 3 more times. 3 chain and work a joined double crochet into the circle. And 3 chain and slip stitch into the circle. And when we're finished, we pull the circle tight and fasten off. And that one's a bit smaller than the large one. For the small flower, we make a magic loop and we work 5 chain and slip stitch into the circle. And we repeat that 4 more times, 5 chain and slip stitch into the circle. And 5 chain and slip stitch into the circle. And just repeat that. And that's my 5 petals. So I pull the circle tight and fasten off. and that's the 3 different size flowers. To make up the scarf, we weave in the ends and then attach a butterfly to the right side towards the bottom of each end of the scarf, with the top of the butterflies pointing up towards the middle of the scarf. I do have a video on attaching appliques to a crochet item. I'll put a link in the description below. And then pin the flowers out until you get the effect you'd like, and then attach the flowers to the scarf with a bead. And there's the finished scarf. If you've liked my video, please like, subscribe and share. I'm also on Facebook, Instagram, Pinterest and Twitter. The details are in the description below, along with the details of my website where I have my patterns, the details of my Patreon and the details of my Facebook group. Thank you for watching. See you next time. Bye.